sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
It's not gonna happen, and Daniel McMillan,
Pennsylvania native, kept here winning here at Pocono.
Third win of the season, and you'll win the championship.
Ryan Benjamin with the last lap pass,
And he is going to score the victory in the Minute Maid 300.
Salmon Oskin, third win of the season.
He's gonna get it and only leads 3 laps today!
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 20 in season number 9 of the NOFSRL Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It is the last race of the regular season on the 4th of July. One last chance to make the chase in season 9 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and we are going to have ourselves a wild one here at the world's greatest racetrack, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 42 drivers in the field for the raised dies and tubing, 432 laps of action around this 2.5-mile speedway in Speedway, Indiana. And I'm driven alongside Matt Tuck for the call of today's event here on the 4th of July, a big day in the NOFSRL, and an even bigger day for these guys who are on the bubble to make the chase. They're starting all over the place for this race. What do they have to do to ensure they are one of those top 10 guys to make it in and have a shot at this Chick-fil-A Cup Series championship?
Basically, not wreck and hope you can maybe roll the luck of a dive, maybe a good time caution or a smart fuel strategy. I mean, like we've always said, this is not an easy track to pass. This is not like Pocono. You know, if you start out back, you are going to need to do some work to get up front. But, you know, it should be interesting. This is, again, tough track, tough place to pass. But things can get, you know, there are other aspects of this race where things can definitely get very dicey.
And it definitely will get dicey. We don't know if we'll have a wreckfest. We don't know if we'll have a clean race. We went caution-free yesterday in the Turkey Hill Series, but then again, they're not racing to have a shot at the championship quite yet. They still have 9 races left to go in a strict points championship. These guys, for a lot of the guys in the field, this is their last chance to have a chance at the championship, including the guy starting in the 5th position and the native of this very state, Nathan Stapleton. This is home state racetrack here. His home race, he would love to win this race, and if he were to win this race here today, he would make it into the chase, whether it be by points or on the wild card. We'll have to see what he can do. As for everybody else, the guys who are already locked in include Salmon Oskin, 102 points behind. He's looking to clinch the regular season championship. Alex in a row is 62 points ahead of the cutoff. Or should I say, Salmon Oskin's 102 points ahead of the cutoff, not behind. Excuse me there. Bradley Ream, 53 points ahead of the cutoff, and Salas Orta, 47 points ahead of. Those 4 guys are essentially locked in. All you got to do is start the race, and they will be good to go to make it into the chase and battle for a championship. Reagan Whitlock is 38 points ahead. Mark Davidson is 32 points ahead. Ryan Durrani, Shane Lake, 29 points ahead. And Herger Larvin Alonso, 26 points ahead of the cutoff. And now this is where things get interesting. Of course, from Whitlock down to Alonso, they haven't clinched quite yet, but as long as they have solid days, they should be good to go. But Nathan Baird, 11 points ahead of the cutoff. He's 11 points ahead of Nathan Stapleton. Stapleton trying to make his way into the chase on points alone. He is yet to be in the top 10 in points. He's 11 points behind. But Baird does have a race victory, so if he falls outside the top 10 in points, he can back up on the wild card. And that's what Fisher G, Nicholas Amadio, Andrew Miller, and those guys do not want to have happen in this race, because that means it's one less spot for them to have a shot and making it into the chase on the wild card standings. We'll get to that in a moment. Yepes is 20 points behind. Mitchell Henderson is 28 points behind the cutoff. Fisher G and Sam Medina both still have a mathematical shot in making it into the chase on points alone. 33 and 35 points, respectively. Nikolay Sykes, 36 points behind. Zachary Fitzwater, 40 points behind. Andrew Miller, 42 points behind. And Keegan Thompson, 47 points behind. All of the mathematical shot and making it into the chase on points alone here today. Odds are for a majority of those guys, I think Yepes and Stapleton are realistically the only ones who have a shot at putting their way inside the top 10. If Mitchell Henderson happens to have a very strong day, he could have a shot, but I don't think we're going to really see that happen. The big picture is in the wild card race. Fisher G, 9 points ahead of the wild card with the first wild card position at the moment. Nicholas Amadio is 7 points ahead of that wild card cutoff. The big thing for those guys is they are starting in the back of the field for this race, and like Matt said, this is a very difficult place to make a pass, so we're going to have to see how that shakes out for those guys. Their teammate, Andrew Miller, starts inside the top 10 for this race, however, he's 7 points behind the cutoff. He could easily overtake one of his teammates and have a shot at that wild card. Jesse Turner, 20 points behind, and Matt Daly with 35 points behind the wild card. For both of those guys, they would effectively need to win the race to have enough points to put themselves in one of the top 2 positions of the guys with wins outside the top 10 in points. And we'll go ahead and get these guys to roll off. We're ready to start this race here from the Raised Eyes and Tubing 400 at Indianapolis. Bradley Ream in the number 40. Already locked into the chase, will be leading us to the green flag, looking for his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory. Alongside him, the number 68 of Ryan Durrani with a huge opportunity and making it into the chase here today as he comes in 29 points ahead of the cutoff. LJ Cemento, John are in row number 2. Nathan Stapleton, a huge opportunity for Stapleton to put himself inside the top 10 in the last race before the chase at his home state racetrack, starting into the 5th position. He's alongside the number 15 of Shane Lake. A good finish here today will lock his spot into the chase. Tristan Allen, great run for him in qualifying, going to be starting in the 7th position. Alongside him, the 0-8 of Bobo Jones, who had a great run at Pocono last Saturday morning. Dale Lightning to the inside of Andrew Miller. Miller with a huge opportunity at making it into the chase. If he can get a solid run, put himself in the wild card position. It's 32 laps here. Fuel run's going to be roughly 20 laps. And Matt, as I always do, who is going to win this race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway? So many competitors looking to get this last win before the regular season ends. Who's going to be kissing the bricks here in the Raised Eyes and Tubing 400?
Well, I don't know if any of these guys want me to pick them to win because I picked Thomas Troxel at Kansas and he proceeded to wreck out, and I picked Matt Dalio at Chicagoland and he proceeded to yeet himself out of the race. So maybe we'll split the switch today. I got my eyes on the 06 is going to break the curse of all curses in this league, and I think he's going to break through and get his first win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series here at the Yard of Bricks today.
Over 200 races in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series for Tristan Allen. Will today finally be today? He's going to have to battle guys like Stapleton and Bradley Ream, who are also going to be battling very hard for this race victory. But either way, the last race before the chase, 4th of July weekend, Brickyard, Indianapolis. Couldn't get any better now, can it? Pace car is down. Raised Eyes and Tubing 400 is green from the Brickyard. Lap 1 will be led by Bradley Ream. Look at the gap the top 2 have put on the rest of the field. LJ Cemento pushed Bradley Ream that entire lap, and he's going to go ahead and take the race lead away from the number 40. But 3rd and 4th, Nathan Stapleton, Tristan Allen, a couple of guys who would love to win this race. Of course, one I think would love to win a little bit more than the other, but a home state race for Stapleton, and Allen looking for his first ever win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But they're going to have to get beat. These guys, Bradley Ream, LJ Cemento, have pulled out to a significant lead on the rest of the field.
Well, and you got to be careful, though, if you're these two, because going side by side and jumping yourself out to that big of a lead, it's not quite as fast as Talladega, where you're going to get caught back up on in a heartbeat. But if these two keep, tangling here for a little bit, it's going to allow that 06, that 97, and that 38 to just come right back into the picture.
Of course, when we were here for the Indianapolis 250 back in May, Dale Lightning was one of those guys running up front. He had a wild ride, did a barrel roll, and continued in his Indy car. Finished a lap down, but still had a wild moment in that race. Ace Garcia up front, Andrew Miller, and of course the way things are rolling right now, boy, that was a tight one right there. Stover and John Arndt almost got into it there. But as I was saying with Andrew Miller, a good opportunity getting past Fisher G, Nicholas Samadillo. LJ Semedo in the 66, I believe, is too far behind to have a factor in the wild card. So the way things are running right now, Miller would make it into the chase on the wild card spot. The big question is, who's going to have that other wild card spot? We mentioned that Fisher G and Nicholas Samadillo started deep in the field for this race. They're not moving up too well right now, and you can see them deep in the field so far here in Indianapolis. We're going to have to see how they shake out later on, but as of right now, they are not in that wild card position, and that's going to be interesting to see who gets it done, because you also got Turner, who's 20 points behind the cutoff, running near and actually now inside the top 10. Turner could have a shot at making the chase with that wild card position if things go his way. As for other guys, Nathan Baird, who is in that points battle with Nathan Stapleton, is currently 14th. Stapleton is currently 4th. Baird has Stapleton by 1 point on the cutoff, and Stapleton getting passed by Tristan Allen for the 3rd position. Dale Lightning coming in the 38 as well. But the race leader still Bradley Ream in the number 40 for Kinghart Family Racing.
And he's got a like that LJ Semedo, who's kind of backed off here from a bit, but if I were him, though, I'd start worrying about that 06 who's coming in his mirror, because that 06 car started in 7th, so obviously had the inside lane, which definitely helps on the restarts, but that 06 car is looking
yellow on the racetrack. We got a wreck, and it's a big pile up. Nathan Baird's involved in this one. And that's going to shake up the entire complexion of this chase. That is exactly what Nathan Stapleton wanted to see, but a huge wreck off the exit of Turn 2. Zachary Fitzwater with heavy damage in the 9. That's effectively going to end his chances. You also have Samadillo involved in the 48. That's going to effectively end his shot in making the chase. You got Shane Lake, or should I say Nathan Faden in the 12, not Shane Lake. Daniel McMillan destroyed in the 79. Reagan Whitlock with damage, but Whitlock was 38 ahead. What a disaster for so many guys there off of Turn 4, or should I say Turn 2. Diego Yepes with heavy damage there in the 88 machine, the 35 of Thomas Troxel. He won at Pocono last Saturday, not going to win here today. And that's going to switch all these scenarios upside down. Brett Sierra involved, John Art involved. Realistically, the only major driver involved in this accident was Nathan Baird, who was 10th in points. Now, this is not what Andrew Miller Fisher G wanted to see, because now Baird is going to have to fall back on that wild card, and if Miller can surpass Baird in the points, which I really don't think he can. He is 42 points behind him, so Miller would effectively have to win for that to happen. I'm pretty sure Baird's going to have to go off the wild card, and there's going to be one more wild card, and that's probably going to go to Andrew Miller if things run the way they are right now. But then if you get someone like Mitchell Henderson to win this race, then Miller's going to be effectively out of that scenario. So that's going to shake things up quite a bit. Lots of guys involved in this one. Brett Sierra in the 04, Eli Bright, John Andrews, John Arndt. They're going to stay out for now. At least the majority of the field's going to stay out for now. If you go to the back of the field, these guys are going to play a little strategy. Mark Davidson. Oh, and Henderson also got a piece of this one in the 47 as well, so that's going to hurt him. A lot of guys with damage after this one here at Indianapolis. You got the 30 of Patrick Smith, Alexander Rowe in the 25 as well, also caught up heavily. And then Fitzwater with damage too. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here in the Raised Dives and Tubing 400 in Indianapolis. Bradley Ream, currently your race leader here at the Brickyard on lap 7 of 32. And we were effectively saying that the biggest driver involved in this accident was Nathan Baird. Of course, Samadillo also involved. That's a big deal there. That's effectively going to knock Samadillo out of contention. But look at what Baird does. Just runs right into John Arndt in the corner. Not exactly the kind of move you'd expect out of a Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion. Daniel McMillan nowhere to go in the 79. He was right behind that. And then John Arndt in the 05.
This 05 is about to take the ride of his life.
Yeah, Brett Sierra, 04, going to run right into him. And neither of these guys really had an opportunity at making the chase. John Arndt did have a shot if he were able to win and have a shot at that wild card, but not going to be the case for him. Diego Yepes caught up there. Iquan has him. And they just jam it up. Nathan Faden Zachary Fitzwater, and there's Sam Adia with his damage right there. Silas Orta with a piece of this as well. John Andrews, and you see Reagan Whitlock up here as well, with Henderson, Yepez, and then Alexander Rowe also caught up slightly. A lot of guys involved, a big one off of turn number 1. I keep on saying turn number 2 is actually turn number 1. I can't get my turns straight here, I don't know. But tough break there, but that was all Nathan Baird causing an accident in number 16. And yeah, I don't know if everyone's going to feel as bad for him after that one, because he effectively put himself in that position himself.
Just watch that 16 car goes full plow on in there like he's Takuma Sato. I don't know. Too early for that, but this 05 car, I mean, that 05 car was cleared for takeoff there, but it's a lot of cars torn up, a lot of guys with their seasons effectively ended here. Championship hope shot, and only 5 laps in it. You know, it's just too early, too early there for the 16 and Nathan Baird, and caused the big one in effect.
And that's going to affect Sam Adio big time. That's going to end his shot because he's out of the race, and Baird is effectively going to have no opportunity making it on. Well, he will have an opportunity, but I don't know. If things really get wacky here, he may miss out on the chase, but because of that win that he had at Portland, that's going to help him to have a shot at the wild card. Huge wreck there on turn number 1 on lap 5. Hopefully that's the only one of the day. Let's get back to racing here in Indianapolis. Nobody has made a pit stop yet, at least up front. A couple guys in the back did. We'll have to see if that affects the rest of this race. Bradley Ream, race leader here in the race, dies in tubing 400 at Indianapolis. And we are back here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rays, dies, and tubing 400 action. Going to be a little interesting on the restart here because you got John Andrews on the tail end of the lead lap. Going to be restarting ahead of Bradley Ream. That's going to make things a little bit interesting. Out of the race, Nathan Faden, Daniel McMillan, John Arndt, Nathan Baird out of this race. Number 35, Thomas Troxel, 04, Brett Sierra, Eli Brighton, a 33, Diego Yepez, he will not make the chase, and same with Nicholas Samadio. Samadio's going to have a lot of weird things happen for him to have a shot. That's all there is to it. Bradley Ream, your race leader. Tristan Allen is second. Dale Lightning, Nathan Stapleton, LJ Sameto. That's the top 5 coming to the restart lap 10 of 32 here at Indianapolis. Like I mentioned, nobody's made a stop yet in this race. The fuel runs about 20 laps, so the window's going to open up here soon. Going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. You see the guys in the back of the field right here. Fitzwater. He's still out there in the number 9, going to try to salvage a shot. Destroyed. Yeah. A lot of guys with damage back in here. If this thing stays green, they could actually become a factor to our race leaders later on down the road. Okay, here we go. Going to be 23 laps to go on the restart here in the Rays Dies and Tubing 400 Indianapolis. Bradley Ream, Tristan Allen. We're back to racing at the Brickyard.
That 06 car.
Yeah, he kept right with Bradley Ream here for third. Nathan Stapleton looking on Dale Lightning. And obviously the 67 was caught up in an accident, going a little slow. Hopefully it does not become an issue. But thankfully we have the single file restarts here. That really helps it out, especially at places like this where they get double wide, 3 wide's a lot more of a likely scenario, and that 3 wide usually causes accidents. There goes Stapleton with a run to the inside of Lightning. We'll have to see if he can hold on to the inside through the corner. We saw in the Turkey Hill Series race yesterday, it's really hard to work that inside lane through turn 4, and Lightning will remain in the 3rd position. But Ream trying to hold off Tristan Allen. Neither of these guys have ever won before in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Only one of them has been in this series since 2015. And he's going to try to dive bomb it into turn 1 on Bradley Ream. He's going to get it. What a move out of Tristan Allen, taking the race lead here at Indianapolis on lap 11 of 32.
Even if you have to pick a place, the man, oh, they're getting Ace Garcia, don't do it, man. If you have to pick a place to score your first career win, there's only about maybe 1 or 2 places better than Indianapolis in the whole sport to do it in. And that 06 car didn't have, he was fast in qualifying, P7 started, and he is looking strong out front here today. And you never know. It could finally be the day. It may not, but he is looking like this. He's got a fast car here going so far.
Yeah, Bradley Ream, though, also wants his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory, and Nathan Stapleton wants to make it into the chase. Now with Nathan Baird getting wrecked out at this very moment, Stapleton is inside the top 10 in points, so he really doesn't need to race too aggressively. You don't want to risk crashing out and losing that spot. So if I'm Stapleton, you know, I gotta pick my battle here. Do I want to win at my home racetrack, in my second win in the series, or do I want to have a shot at the championship? Of course, you could win both of them. If you win the race in Indianapolis, you're definitely going to be in the chase, but we'll have to see what Stapleton does as this race goes along. Will he get aggressive and possibly knock himself out? Ream had a shot there on Allen, couldn't quite get to him there, but Stapleton's here in third. Dale Lightning, LJ Cemento, and here's another player in the wild card race, Jesse Turner in the number 77. Now, here's the thing that Turner needs to watch out for. Andrew Miller. He is 13 points behind Miller. Miller has fallen behind. I don't know where he is now. He has fallen to the back of the field. He's actually got some damage, and I don't remember him being involved in that accident. But now Miller is outside the wild card, and I believe at this moment the wild card positions go to Nathan Baird and Jesse Turner. Number 77 with a great run here today at Indianapolis, but Andrew Miller has fallen back. And that's going to really hurt Miller for the race lead. Bradley Ream back on Tristan Allen, and Stapleton is now up to second. Nathan Stapleton wants to win in his home state. He's going to try to do it here, but Ream might have the strongest car out there here in the Race Dies and Tubing 400.
Well, and these guys got to be careful, too, because Owen Miles has gunned them down here.
DJ Lightning's gunning them down. 38 machine.
Oh, my bad.
Wrong series, my friend. Stapleton to the inside. Help from Tristan Allen. We've already had more lead changes in this race than we did last year, and we're not even halfway through this one yet. Definitely a wild race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Lightning looking to the inside of Bradley Ream now, and the number 38 machine with a strong run here at the Brickyard. And don't look now, here comes Brad Stover, number 99, almost won this race in Season 7. He's currently in the 7th position with Ace Garcia, Ryan Durrani, and Bobo Jones. The top 10, Cameron Garlington, newest NOFSRL member, by the way, just outside the top 10 in the Troop 1776, number 34. But back to the race lead, and Stapleton leading at the Brickyard in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. What a huge moment here for the driver, the number 97.
It's going to be, obviously, he's just putting down as many fast laps as he can right now. Keep in mind, too, obviously, we're right at about halfway, so it's going to be interesting to see here, because given we have the caution, I figure you could probably add a few extra, maybe a lap or two extra for caution, but at some... Does that 06 have a problem, or did he just
got stuck on the outside? The outside lane here at Indianapolis is terrible. And that 06 of Tristan Allen got stuck up there. All these guys had a run on him, and he cannot get back to the inside. He's lost a ton of ground here. The tough break there for Tristan Allen, but he's not out of this race yet. If he can get back to the inside, he can have a shot at moving his way back through the field. Oh, boy. Almost 3 wide right there. LJ Cemento almost shut the door there on Cameron Garlington. Salmon Oskin moving his way back through the field inside the top 15. There's Trey Bart, who was runner-up in this race last year. He's currently 15th. And Matt Dalio had a shot at the wild card, but he's 35 points behind, and he's still mired back in the 18th position, defending winner of this race there. Not with the best of runs, especially compared to last year in this event. Back to the race lead, Nathan Stapleton holding on. Bradley Ream second, Dale Lightning, Jesse Turner. You know, Turner's kind of been outside of that wild card for a while, had a decent run at Pocono, and now here he is with a shot at overtaking Miller for that last wild card position. And he, at the way they're currently running, will also overtake Fisher G and Nicholas Samadio. Or will he? Fisher G is in the 16th position right now. We actually kind of forgot about him here. So now at this point, you got 4 guys kind of battling for that wild card. Nathan Baird, who could actually get surpassed by Fisher G in the points. And then the other transfer position is between Baird, Miller, and Turner. Turner does not have any mathematical shot at beating Baird in the points. So Turner has to surpass Fisher G in the points, and Turner is 22 behind, and with the way they are currently running, Fisher G holds the points on Jesse Turner. So Turner is not in the wild card position right now. Currently, it is Nathan Baird and Fisher G holding the 2 wild card positions, because Fisher G with a solid run in 16th. Sam Medeo is effectively out of it. Turner and Miller are going to both surpass him, but even Miller is effectively out of it, 13 seconds off the race lead. His chances of making it into the chase are effectively done. So it's between Nathan Baird, Fisher G, and Jesse Turner for those 2 wild card positions. For the race lead, Bradley Ream. Oh boy, Turner getting aggressive right there to the inside of Dale Lightning. You know, the best thing Turner can do is win this race if he's going to have a shot at making the chase, and he's going to try there on Lightning. Could not quite do it yet. Bradley Ream, though, back to the race lead here in Indianapolis.
And that 40, he's definitely, I would say he's got the fastest car here in the field today. He's definitely shown, out of all these guys, you've seen a lot of guys make passes, but he seems to be the one. You know, the 06 got up there, but then he got cycled out. The 97's gotten it. We'll see if the 97 gets cycled out or not. I think it was Shane Lake also had started up front. He got cycled out. The 40 car definitely's got the fastest car here so far, because, and you know, this is going to play out to him in the long run, because he's shown that even if he loses the lead, you know, he has the capability to get it back, but he's got to be breathing a little harder right now. That 77 car is driving angry, and he is coming up through this front couple cars in a hurry here late in the going.
And Fisher G here in the 7, he actually just lost a few positions right there. And you got to think, too, the pit stops are coming. It is a 22-point gap between G and Turner, and if Turner can win this race, get maximum points, and if G falls back enough after the cycle, then we could be seeing Turner take that last position, because most likely Baird is going to have one of those wild card positions. Miller has fallen behind too far to have a shot anymore, and of course Sam Medeo is out of the race. But Stapleton is the guy who's replaced Baird inside that top 10. For everybody else, and we really haven't mentioned Alonso yet, but Alonso's 17th. He's good to go with where he's running right now, so Alonso should be good to go. But then you got Stapleton, who has effectively taken that position away from Nathan Baird, which is why Baird is in that wild card position for Turner and Miller and Fisher G. Now Miller, like I said, he's too far behind. If something really weird happens, he could find his way back up front. But right now, it's really between Jesse Turner and Fisher G for the last transfer position, because Baird effectively has him, because Stapleton's overtaken him, and if Stapleton wins this race, he's going to be top 10 in points anyway, so Stapleton looking strong. He's the new race leader. He got back around Bradley Ream. Jesse Turner is second. Bradley Ream, Ace Garcia in fourth. You know, this is a big race. This is a crown jewel event in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. To win this race means a lot. These guys have yet to come down the pit lane, so this is going to get interesting here at Indianapolis. When will the cycle begin? Of course, we had that caution. None of these guys came down. They were able to save some fuel there under that cycle. We'll have to see when they come down in this race. But Jesse Turner, he does not want Stapleton to win this race. He wants to win it for himself and get a crown jewel victory in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series.
Well, and if he doesn't want Stapleton, he absolutely does not want the man behind him to win, who's kind of stole him from a victory at Chicagoland, and Ace Garcia. That 81 car is coming in a hurry. He's definitely... him and Turner, though, definitely have looked to be better long-run cars here. But like you said, pit stops are going to be, I mean, you know, like you said, pit windows about 20 laps. If you figure they gained maybe a lap or two under caution, I mean, you have to figure either this time around or next time around.
Oh, and Nathan Stapleton just blew up! Oh, no! What a heartbreaker! That's absolutely unbelievable. While leading at his home track, looking to make it into the chase, and he was going to make it if this did not happen, Stapleton in the 97 is out. And that is going to effectively take him out of contention for the chase as well. Unbelievable. Wow.
My goodness.
From the race lead, it simply does not get any more heartbreaking than that. It just doesn't.
Well,
wow.
I've seen one here. That it only gets worse here.
These guys still staying out. I think the fuel run might be a little bit longer than 20 laps. There's Fisher G, and here we go. Fisher G's going to try the strategy of jumping Turner here, but now with Stapleton getting knocked out, G could actually make it into the top 10 in points here if he gets a good enough run. But if he doesn't, that's going to save Turner. Baird might move back inside the top 10 in points. We'll have to see here. It depends, too. Stapleton could still effectively have enough on the 16. Stapleton, I just don't think it's going to happen for the 97. There's just no way that's going to happen for Stapleton, because you got guys who are a lap down who are still in this race. They're going to surpass him, and Stapleton's not going to have enough points to beat Nathan Baird. What a heartbreaker for Nathan Stapleton. I mean, it just simply does not get any more heartbreaking than that. I mean, he had everything going his way, and then he's going to lose everything in one mistake. It wasn't even his own mistake either. But now things are going to get interesting. Here is the cycle of pit stops here in the race. Dies and Tubing 400. The field has come down. Jesse Turner is the race leader. We're going to have to see if Fisher G can jump the field, though. But at this point, with Nathan Stapleton going out of the race there, Fisher G might be good to go. He might not have to worry about Turner, and the same can be said about Turner worrying about Fisher G. So they got to get good pit stops here. That's all it's going to come down to. But I just feel so bad for Nathan Stapleton. Not only that, this is home state racetrack as well. I mean, I can imagine the disappointment Stapleton is having right now there in the number 97 team. That's just such a heartbreaker for that team.
I think the only one who would understand that was it Josh King who ran out of gas?
Jonathan King. Jonathan King last year's Indy 250.
Only person who gets that right now, but Turner looking like he's gonna. So where's Fisher G in relation to all this? Hold on.
He's gonna gain a lot here. He's not gonna get the race lead, but he is gonna gain a lot of ground on these guys. That was a good call on the pit box there for the driver of the number 7, Fisher G. Possibly jump the field, get some more points. But Jesse Turner is leading the race, so we'll have to see if Turner can pull this win off. That's going to help Turner out in the points. You got to think, Turner already has the win. He doesn't necessarily need the win, but if he wins the race, he gets maximum points, and that's going to really help him out in the points, with Baird most likely staying inside the top 10 because of Stapleton's misfortune, and that is going to be the case. Baird will stay ahead of Stapleton in the points. Stapleton did lead a lap in this race. He gets a bonus point, but it will not be enough. Stapleton is going to miss the chase by about 5 points because of that mistake right there. And it wasn't, like I said, not a mistake. Fitzwater actually stayed out there. And Fitzwater, I think, is still out there. Can't imagine he's going to be able to make it to the end of the race. But I believe Zachary Fitzwater is still the race leader, and now if something really weird happens, if he happens to win this race, that puts another whole monkey wrench into the whole thing. But Fitzwater is currently the race leader. I can't imagine he's going to try to make it on that machine. We've seen some stranger things before, but he did come down later than everybody else, so his fuel run is on a different strategy from everybody else in this race so far, but he's losing time to Turner because that car is definitely going very slow.
Well, he lost 2 seconds. The real question is, how much gas does he have left? If he has enough gas to make it, obviously nobody's going to guess that once Turner gets there, he's going to absolutely cook him. If he has enough gas, what if Turner runs into a lap car too? Bradley Ream catches up to him. There's obviously guys in between Turner and Fitzwater, so if that 9 has enough gas, again, I'm not saying, once Turner gets there, he's gone, but we'll have to just see what the intervals is. I don't think it's going to be as close. Let's see here.
And at the stripe. Oh, he gained about...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. If Fitzwater can make it, and that's a big if he can make it, then it's going to be really close between Turner and the 9. If he cannot make it, then this is the battle for the race win. And Bradley Ream, let me tell you, he's right there. Keep in mind, too, Fisher G. I got to give a lot of credit to Fisher G. We actually kind of forgot about him there a little bit, but he's going to definitely make it into the chase. Came in with the first wild card position, and with Stapleton's misfortune, he's going to have that first wild card. Turner is trying to get the second wild card, and even if he doesn't win, I think he's going to get that second wild card in the number 77. Here comes Bradley looking to the inside.
Now, if
Fitzwater is still out there. I'm trying to remember when Fitzwater came down. I think the field runs about 21, 22, 23 laps instead of 20 laps. When we have the caution, which that's when it would have been for Fitzwater, I think it would have been a lap 7, lap 8, which is about 24 laps. He's going to try to make it, I think, but I just don't see it happening, especially with Turner and Bradley Ream just gotten around Turner there for what is currently the second position. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide back in here. If a caution comes out, that might give enough time to Fitzwater to have a shot at winning this race. Ace Garcia to the inside, Salmon Oskin, Ryan Durrani to the inside of Fisher G. The big question, and there goes Fitzwater down the pit lane. He did not have enough. Race lead, Bradley Ream in the number 40. It's going to be 4 laps to go this time by here in the Rays, Dies, and Tubing 400 at Indianapolis.
Kind of had a feeling Fitz, even if Fitz going 20, 30 miles an hour slower, that was kind of going to be an odd one to have to, for him to stretch that all out in the end. But this is where it's going to get interesting, because you got the 2 best cars all race. The rookie? Bradley Ream?
Bradley Ream, rookie. And in the car that won the championship last year. Of course, you know Turner's going to go all out for it. He wants the 2nd win of the season. He wants to ensure he has the maximum amount of points so he can make it into the chase on the wild card. But it's down between Turner and G. I really don't think there's even any battle out here. I think we've effectively sealed it, only unless Turner has an issue. If Turner has an issue, he can't finish the race. Then that could get a little interesting. But we're just going to have to see. Bradley Ream, 3 laps to go. In the Rays Dies and Tubing 400, this would be a huge win for Bradley Ream if he could pull it off. Not only that, I just remembered, Jesse Turner's looking to tie John Arndt as the all-time winningest driver on Napa Fan. If he can win this race, he will get his 21st career Napa Fan win. And Ream really watched it up the racetrack that time. And they're closing in here on Alexander Rowe, who's got a lot of damage in the 25 machine.
Well, and these two have to be careful, because if one of them makes a mistake or slides up, okay, they're going to get by Rowe, but they still have to be careful here, because if one of them makes a mistake, that herd of cars behind them is coming. But Bradley Ream, he's going to have 2 laps to go at the line, 2 laps of his life here to hold off that 77, because he is fast and he is coming.
And the way things are currently running right now, these 2 guys are both going to make the chase. Even though Turner isn't going to get the maximum amount of points if he doesn't win, he still should have enough points from finishing 2nd and leading a lap, where he could surpass Miller and Sam Adio in the wild card. Baird should remain inside the top 10 in points at the end of this one, because Mitchell Henderson in the 47 is 28th. Not enough points to surpass Baird, and Diego Yepes out of the race as well. So all the guys who were close to Baird in the points with an issue. Stapleton, Yepes, and Henderson. They're coming to the white flag next time by. Bradley Ream looking for his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory, but the driver he has to hold off is the guy who won the first ever race in this series over 5 years ago. Jesse Turner trying to make it into the chase on the wild card. Will he do it? Will Bradley Ream win the race? 1 lap to go at Indy.
Just got to hit 4 more corners for that 40. He slides through 1 and 2 a little high, but not enough to open the door. 77's going to stay in his tracks as they hit 2. 40. He's running that slightly higher lane, but he seems to make it work a lot better than the 77. But he's halfway home. 2 more turns to go for that 40 car to score his maiden victory.
We'll have to see if he can hold off Turner. Turner is a little ways behind. Ream has been putting a gap on the 77 the last few laps, but Turner is coming strong now. What a run there through turn number 3 for Jesse Turner. Will he have the run off of turn 4 to have a shot to the inside? He's got to run. Will he make the move? He's got to make it now. He's going to have a shot. Here we go, side by side at the line in Indy. It's Bradley Ream holding off the Season 2 champion for his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory. Not enough time for Turner to get the win. It's Bradley Ream from the pole, winning the Rays Dies and Tubing 400 in Indianapolis. And with that, he will get 3 bonus points extra towards the chase for his first win. But I think Jesse Turner and Fisher G will be the 2 wild card position drivers. A huge run for Turner here today at Indianapolis. And Fisher G, he had the help there from Stapleton. Of course, Fisher G will actually hold the first wild card, I do believe. But the big story is Stapleton. Stapleton was in the position to make the chase. Could not hold on after his engine blew. But Bradley Ream gets it done from the pole in Indianapolis. How about that one for the driver in the number 40? Bradley Ream, your race winner here at Indianapolis in the Rays Dies and Tubing 400. Jesse Turner, one of the closest finishes of the season. Turner just made the move a little too late. Wyatt Quayle, Brad Stover, Ace Garcia, Sam Oskin, Ryan Durrani, Jarlarvin Alonso, Dale Lightning, and Fisher G, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the results and a camshaft issue on Nathan Stapleton while he was the race leader. What a heartbreak for Stapleton. You got Cameron Garlington also getting an issue, and he failed to finish in the 34. Nathan Faden, McMillan, John R. Nathan Baird. Now, either way, Baird was going to be good, but Baird making it into the top 10 in points because of Stapleton's issue. That saved Jesse Turner, and that's going to give Turner the opportunity in making the chase. Sam Medeo finishing last. He's going to fall out of the wild card position, but Fisher G and Jesse Turner, I believe, are the two guys who have that wild card. We're going to go ahead and get the points there for you and see how it all works out in the championship. But what a race here from Indianapolis. Matt had to go, by the way, so that's why you're not hearing him right now. But Bradley Ream, his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory coming here at the Brickyard in the Rays Dyes and Tubing 400. What a place to get your first career win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Not only that, his first career win on Napa Fan. Started on the pole, but he had to hold off so many different guys in this race. But in the end, he was able to hold off and win the Rays Dyes and Tubing 400 from Indianapolis. And while we process the points here, 8 lead changes, 5 different leaders here today at Indianapolis. But Bradley Ream, I believe he led the most laps in this race. He led 18 of them, to be exact, and a lot of points there for the driver of the number 40. And here are the drivers who are making it into the chase for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. In fact, Fisher G and Jesse Turner will get the wild card positions here today. Turner with the last wild card position, but Fisher G finishing 12th in points, and the 10 guys who came into this race in the top 10 in points are going to be the 10 chase drivers to join the 2 wildcard drivers. Sam and Oskin, your points leader, will hold on to the regular season championship. Bradley Ream second in points. He will get 9 bonus points plus the 3 for his race victory here today in Indianapolis. Alexander Rowe, Silas Orta, Ryan Durrani, Hairgel Irvin Alonso, Reagan Whitlock, Mark Davidson, Shane Lake, Nathan Baird, Fisher G, and Jesse Turner. The 12 drivers in the Season 9 Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase. One of those 12 drivers will be your 2020 champion here in the NOFSRL Chick-fil-A Cup Series. What a race here at Indianapolis. So many things happened, but in the end, it was Bradley Ream going to victory lane at the world's greatest racetrack ahead of Jesse Turner. The good thing for Turner, he did not need to win this race to make it in. And thankfully, he had enough points on Andrew Miller to make it on and lock his spot as the second wild card driver. So it's going to be an interesting chase, no doubt about that. It begins next Friday night at the Nashville Super Speedway, not at the Nashville Fairgrounds like it was originally scheduled. The track, unfortunately, isn't fit to race quite yet. So we're going to keep it at the Super Speedway for the Cracker Barrel 460 laps of action in around that 1 1/3 mile Super Speedway. Not a Super Speedway, excuse me. 1 1/3 mile Speedway, just a regular Speedway in Nashville, Tennessee. And the 10 race chase begins next week here on Napa Fan. What a race here on the 4th of July. We're not done with racing here today. At 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we head over to California, the Auto Club Speedway, for the America 100. That a 50-lap race for the Haas IndyCar Series, and it should be a great one there around that 2 mile Super Speedway. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Bradley Ream. And here are the updated points standings. Of course, you folks just saw the points as they were. We're going to update those points for you and show you the 12 guys who are in the chase with their respective bonus points heading into the chase beginning next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy 4th of July. And congratulations to Bradley Ream, your race winner here in the Rays Dyes and Tubing 400 at Indianapolis. On behalf of Matt Tuck, we'll see you guys later for the IndyCar Series from Auto Club. Happy 4th of July once again. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.